Just to get started, good morning. It is my first act as well. And thank you for inviting us here. It's a beautiful campus and beautiful place. But some great presenters. Where did Hubert go? Hubert called me out on this deal. I'll have to wait till he comes back. But he talks about being here for 27 years. And that Germany was so good. I mean, what has he done to our business in the last 27 years by being here? So, how many students do we have in? Just if you could raise your hands. I'm just curious. You're hearing a lot of boomers up here talking about, the plight of the business. The interesting thing is, in 5 years, you guys are going to be the majority of the population in the United States and Canada, and you get to decide how information is consumed at the end of the day. Since the beginning of mankind, did you hear my comment? By the way, since the beginning of mankind, the intellectual curious have been scribbling away and trying to find information through the written word, and you guys will get to decide how that is consumed today. And we see millennials now taking on some of the responsibility of buying print out there and bucking the system as they try to disconnect from the digital age. So not all of us know that like you will. So don't listen to all of us boomers about how things are going to be. You get to make that decision at the end of the day. So we've been asked to talk about re-imaging from a wholesaler perspective. And a wholesaler perspective is a bit different because we're a channel partner right now that has enormous fixed costs. So we have thousands of trucks on the road, hundreds of DCs that we take products in and out. And we really, over the years, have distributed 2 products, magazines and books. So our company's entire financial well-being is based on, how those products do. So for us to reimagine the newsstand segment, we have to first make it a viable and a sustainable business. Much like Sean was talking about, this is something we have to do, take action. It can't come all on the backs of the publishing community. And it's a very difficult task to do. If you look at it since 2008, we're down 8%. Each year through that time. And when you're burdened with a heavy fixed cost business, it just drives your bottom line down and down and down and down. So what I would like to do is I'd like to start out today really kind of looking behind the scenes to let you guys see how we're addressing and the action that we are taking to stabilize the supply chain, to give you guys the opportunity to utilize this highly intensive service capability that we provide to the marketplace. And by the way, in a busy market where they carry 40,000 SKUs in most of our retail stores, we have to be able to make it a solution for them as opposed to a burden to them. So if you're in the back door of a supermarket, you're not likely going to want to slow everything down to bring product to the store. So we've got to make it easy on them, and this system will make it easy on them. Once again, declining sales puts pressure on the system. We're going to show you a little bit what I think is our strategy on how we're moving forward with the supply chain. Well, here we go.
For more than 100 years, TNG has built a reputation delivering quality products and exceeding customer expectations throughout the U.S. and Canada. Our foundation was built in the time-sensitive periodical distribution business. Today, TNG has evolved into a progressive organization supplying an array of customer products and a variety of in-store services. Utilizing our national marketing, logistics, and merchandising infrastructure, TNG is your one-stop retail solution. Our fleet of over 1,000 delivery vehicles and long-haul trucks drives over 17 million miles annually and offers freight forwarding and consolidation, including long-haul, less than a truckload, and local delivery. With more than 100 distribution centers, we are able to warehouse product to be picked, packed, and delivered nationwide. Our ability to cross-dock allows TNG to deliver prepared shipments to retail with real-time proof of delivery. TNG also provides product recall and reverse logistics services. We deliver weekly to more than 66,000 retail locations across the country. From your small independent retailer to your large national chain, our dedicated fleet is here to supply our customers' every need. TNG's merchandising staff of over 10,000 W-2 employees performs over 5 million in-store merchandising assignments annually. This national team offers continuity merchandising, surge work, product cut-ins, promotional and seasonal support, with real-time reporting, including photo proof of performance. TNG also improves retailer promotional execution by performing audits, reporting exceptions, inventory management, and in-stock verification. We already are where you want to be. Our Retail Reset team provides a comprehensive reset solution. Whether it's installing check stand merchandisers, relocating, removing, or installing gondolas, moving an entire department, or assembling bikes, grills, and seasonal furniture. Our planning, execution, and experience ensures that the work is done right and on time. TNG offers a full line of high-quality, innovative, general merchandise products, combining premium national brands with our exclusive private label licenses. Leveraging our total supply chain efficiency, TNG offers the right product in the right place at the right price. Our proprietary front-end management service provides a complete turnkey solution. Project management, in-store surveys, rack design, space optimization, prototype fixtures, and rack manufacturing, including transportation, setup, and disposal of the old fixtures, all tracked in real time with our cloud-based inventory management system. "100 years ago, we started as a small periodical distributor and have evolved into a complete retail service provider. With an unmatched supply chain infrastructure, we offer marketing, merchandising, warehousing, logistics, general merchandise, front-end management, and display manufacturing. TNG's comprehensive suite of retail solutions is founded on meeting the evolving needs of the marketplace. Every trade channel, every retailer, every store, every week.
Now you can see that this is a little different than Sean's distribution mechanism that he has in place. Ours is a heavy lifting group, so we are in these stores working hard every day. And before the publishers really have a heart attack here in the room, they can rest assured that TNG, it sounds like we're running off chasing butterflies and rainbows, but the reality of it is magazines are still hugely vital to operating our mechanism going forward, and it's critical. And I'll give you some details against that here in a minute. But the one thing we have to do is we have to fill these trucks with revenue streams that will allow us to support this infrastructure. We're going to have to start downsizing this infrastructure. And once again, put the pressure back onto the retailer, where is a bad place to put it because they'll downsize that category. So to give you some, get back out of here. We were told to use a Mac. Maybe we should have used that Mac. That would have been good advice. We're talking old school here. The fact of the matter is today, 94% of our business is magazine business, right? And just to give you some idea of scope, we're about a $1.2 billion business. So it's a huge part of what we do, and we intend for it to continue to be that way. Our targets for 2020, you saw Sean's reports where they were diversifying their business over the years, and have already got to about 50-50 in terms of print against other things that they're working with. By 2020, we are targeting 70% of our business to be magazines, with 30% being non-magazines. That ratio right there will make us a very healthy, very sustainable environment. We'll be in those stores more. I'll go back to Hubert's, what he had said earlier. He was saying, can you give us more time in the stores? And the reality of it is, this is exactly what it will do. And we are spending an enormous amount of time looking at acquisitions that operate in those space being in the drug class of trade, the mass class of trade, in the supermarket class of trade, to provide new services, innovative services, far beyond just the delivery of magazines and the just internal store execution items. It's critical to our success going forward. And I want to give you a little tale of the tape just to kind of give you the scope of the organization. I think we're having some audio difficulty here, or some visual difficulty here. Right now we're servicing 70,000 when you add the LP partnership into the mix. The video just represents the 66 TNG locations, but when we add our partnerships into there, 70,000 locations in the US and Canada. And we do this every week, rain or shine. We have an enormous amount of work that we have to do, and we get this covered throughout the area. We've got currently, through these 70,000 retail locations, we've got 87,000 unique orders that we pick every week. And we distribute 23 million units weekly, which translates into 1.2 billion units on an annualized basis. So those that one big warehouse you saw in this distribution center, and you see it here below, we have many of those around the United States that pick really day and night to get all this product out into the marketplace. The big question, I think, is, so how do you grow magazines in the future in our current environment? And frankly, I think it's quite simple. You maintain some of the basic fundamentals. So you develop better, more innovative front ends. Those front ends that we're talking about that Hubert mentioned in his presentation are critical to the sales of our product today in the marketplace. And it's under complete attack, so we've got to deal with that. We have to have a strong promotional and actionable calendar that we can put in front of the retailers where they can promote product day in and day out. The outpost displays throughout retail locations, we need to find new places to sell our product within the store. We need to utilize these relationships that we build. We have 76 key marketing people around the United States calling on these retail customers. We need to use those retail relationships to be able to understand and spot trends in these supermarkets and drugstores and mass and take advantage of it. Back to the defending of the space. Right now, today, we have beverage and confection companies and salty snack companies that are coming after our space in droves. And we've got to defend this space. It's critical to TNG going forward and to the publishing business, as I see it. And it's one of our critical roles that we are playing. So we have a direct involvement in the manufacturing and the development and implementation of all these front-end fixtures. There's got to be a concerted effort amongst all channel partners to be able to do this. And so we must defend the space. What we need to be using is companies like Magnat to support it with data that shows the true profitability of magazines. So magazines, by and large, 70% of them in the United States are sold through scan-based trading, which relieves the retailer from inventory burden. We do all of the in-store service. They don't have to touch it. And when you stack that up against product that they bring through their warehouse or product that even is brought in via DSD but is not merchandised, it makes the magazine proposition very, very profitable in the United States. So we've got to do this. Now, good news is we've had some success in this arena. So right now we've developed about 60% of all front-end fixtures. All right. So, and we just recently we were awarded the HEB checkout reinvention, which the last time they actually did this, HEB is a big chain down in Texas. For those of you who don't know, for the students that don't know about this particular chain. The last time they did it was 10 years ago, and it's a big program, and it's a very important chain for us to be able to look at and take care of. In Canada, we had a lot of them that were taking a page out of Tesco when they went to Europe and they saw the clean front-end approach. And so we have a couple of these guys, both Sobeys and Loblaws, that have made major changes where they're putting magazines back in to the front end. So this is a very, very big issue. And for the first time, we're beginning to see a bit of innovation on the front ends. We're seeing digital displays that will allow us to be able to change the product mix really overnight. So these are digital displays that they can do a number of things with. And we, in this HEB scenario, by example, we'll be capturing the attention of the consumer using LED lighting against the category, against the candy category, and against the magazine category, and it looks quite fantastic. So imagine a front end that is so fluid that titles that are displayed there can be changed on a weekly basis to meet consumer demands. And by example, it's the Stanley Cup playoff season, and so in those key NHL markets, we'll see product on the rack to represent that at the right time. And in the spring, you'll see all of a sudden garden titles that will be capturing the consumer's attention. And just by the way, as retailers do it throughout the entire store, and the world's attention has been turned away, as we all know, by social media. And so in my opinion, Much of the publisher's focus has been on the platform as opposed to the content. We need to get our readers engaged and excited about the brand. Whether it's fed to them digitally or in print, makes no difference. And basically the masthead will be meaningless if there's no interest in what is delivered. So one of our recent success stories is the key publisher created basically an entire line of Star Wars magazines for us to tie into the movies, and it was hugely successful. The retailer didn't display it on the mainline rack. They actually took it and displayed it with all of their general merchandise throughout the store. Quite candidly, this is Walmart, and this was an enormous success for us. One of our major chains was successful selling a $59 access subscription on a leading title. It gave the consumers an annual subscription of a print copy, a digital copy, a mobile platform, and a free iPad access pass. Okay, this was all delivered by TNG in a very unique package and sold successfully at this particular retailer. Another major retailer wanted Pioneer Woman featured in as many locations as they could possibly get her as she was driving sales, it seemed like, on anything that they would brand with her name. And this was much like how we came about the whole Food Network magazine. It was asked for by retailers over and over again, and we did it. But again, in my opinion, there's not enough of these types of publications to keep the newsstand vital and fresh. Imagine a newsstand that has such exciting content that people seek it out in every store and try to find the next Vanity Fair Jenner release or the Rolling Stone El Chapo story. This would be a powerful thing, and it reflects a bit what Hubert was talking about exists in Germany today. Okay, my call to the publishers today is to remember how vital it is to invest in creative content for your current titles, as well as to develop new brands that can be brought to the newsstand. What if Ford Motor Company still produced its original single brand, the Model A, which launched them into the automotive business, and failed to evolve their products as they have today? Ford would have a very, very difficult time existing. Make it new, make it fresh, make it interesting, and people will buy our category and come back in droves. The world is turning also regional, so whether it's craft beer, wines, farm-to-market vegetables, poultry, or meat, or magazines, we must follow the trends and meet the demands of the consumer as they look for local interest publications that tell them what is happening in and around where they work and live. How is it that Texas Monthly can outsell People magazine in some markets? It's really quite candid. The retailers are now fully aware and focused on local, and we should be too. Another huge category that has launched and blossomed in our business is this adult coloring, which is a phenomenon that now over 15 million at retail sales have occurred. What's the next big craze? Let's get creative, be forward thinking, and bring new products to the market. Our category needs a seat at the table with retailers as they plan and produce topical current events to meet the demands of their consumers. And by the way, retailers are very, very attuned to what their consumers are buying. And one of our major retailers, Walmart, by example, offered us a seat at the table at their national marketing group so that we could look and see what they have planned 2 years out so that we can plan for it. We should be doing this at every level. And this is the first time that we've been offered a seat at this table. Imagine an industry that's forward-facing, that can spot trends before they hit their peak and take advantage of them, much like the coloring phenomena we're seeing today, that promotes at retailer and keeps consumers engaged, that drives periodical sales through IRCs, buy one, get one free, or even as our Canadian brethren did, buy three for the price of $10. The product in line where customers have a chance to see it for the first time. Gluten-free has exploded throughout the retail community. What about gluten-free magazines in those aisles sold in and around the products that they are selling today? Let's exploit these seasonal sales trends. So right now, this year, we will have 8 different mixed displays that will be featured in 6,000 retail locations that you can take part in throughout this year. Take advantage of this seasonal traffic. This is a huge opportunity for us. And where magazines and where these guys are shopping, we're seeing great growth. The sales we're seeing are a lift of 150% on titles participating in this. And Ingrid would like to give you her 1-800 number for those of you publishers who have not participated with her quite yet. Imagine a store where magazines are outposted throughout the entire footprint, where we have seasonal tie-ins and back to the IRCs. The IRCs are critical. People are cost conscious and they will react to these instant redeemable coupons. for those of you who don't know what IRCs are. The tie-ins with CPG products. We have sold our products linked with wine categories, with healthy snacks, with, as you see here, a number of different opportunities that we should be taking advantage of. The beacon technology is growing, and we're seeing that now implemented at the checkouts, where the beacons will communicate values that you have that are in the stores that will give you discounts and or at least direct you where the product is being sold and where it's being merchandised in the stores. We should be taking advantage of all these things and how much additional sales could be generated as a result. So in the end, the magazine industry has some of the most iconic brands available anywhere to engage the consumer. Let's leverage these brands, build new ones, expand content to regain our position at the newsstand. We can't continue to do the same thing and expect better results. Let's take a lesson from our friends at Fujifilm, where they and Kodak were both faced with the exact same plight, and today Fuji is flourishing and Kodak is nearly out of business. Let's pay attention to what we're doing, and let's get back doing the right thing to drive the consumer's interest. Better product, build new product, promote product, and always, always, always innovate content, and we all will win. Thank you.